YouTube. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Rose back again, once again, another classic. Today, people, today. So, the trade deadline comes, and quick recap you got Greg Monroe, he's signing with the Celtics. You got Derrick Rose, Jay Crowder, traded to Utah. Rodney Hood, George Hill, Cleveland. Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, traded for Channing Frye to LA. We got James Ennis traded for Bryce Johnson. Um, Jameer Nelson, he's playing for the Pistons now. He was traded. Dwayne Wade was traded back to Miami. Devin Harris was traded to Utah. No, he was traded to Denver. He was traded to Denver. Basically, a lot of little moves. And Elfrid Payton, he was traded to Phoenix. Really, none of them trades really amount to shit besides Cleveland. Cleveland traded Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, Crowder, Shumpert, their first round pick, Channing Frye. Like, they completely made over the team. And Cleveland, they was able to get Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, George Hill, Rodney Hood. And immediately what I want to say is it was a good trade for Cleveland in the sense of getting youth. Once LeBron leaves this summer, keyword once LeBron leaves this summer, they'll have a young nucleus of Larry Nance, Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson. With that pick from Brooklyn, they'll be able to get possibly a Trae Young type player. Honestly, Cleveland future looks good. Because you can even say, like, giving LeBron these young guys, it's all about energy and effort. Like, in all sports, it's all about just giving energy and effort because they're all professionals. You can't tell me in football that all these guys made it to the pro level. They took physicals, they didn't beat out hundreds of thousands of players, and they're just incapable. It's all about energy and effort. Now, we got to look at the first game with the New Look Cavs. They had played Boston, and they destroyed Boston. Now, granted, you got to give Cleveland the credit because they actually went out there, handled business, and won the game. But you also got to not look too deep into it because when it comes to actually beating a team like LeBron or any LeBron-led team, you have to be on point in all positions and all cylinders. If you look at the Warriors in previous years, you look at Dallas, you look at the Spurs, all the teams that's beaten LeBron pretty much in those years played a perfect brand of basketball pretty much everywhere on the floor, in every position, offense and defense. So when I'm watching these games, what I'm really honestly seeing is I'm seeing athleticism. I'm seeing Jordan Clarkson dunk, shoot, score. He's being an X factor off the bench. Rodney Hood looking very polished. I didn't watch Isaiah Thomas, but personally, my thing is Isaiah Thomas is exactly who he was in Cleveland. Like, you take Isaiah Thomas off a championship caliber team, and he's giving you 22.6 assists. He's giving you 30 points, 4 assists, whatever he averaged in Boston. When you take a good player or a great player, when you take a great player and put him on a bad team, that's what they give you. Now, when you take a great player and you put him on a good team, they're not going to give you 32. They're not going to give you 30. They're not going to give you 28, 27, 26, 25, unless your name's Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. What they're going to give you is about 15 to 22. That's just what it is. And Cleveland couldn't accept that, knowing that Kyrie was giving you 25 alongside LeBron. So immediately it's stated that Kyrie Irving is better than Isaiah Thomas. Why? Because if you looked at the 15-game sample size, Even though Kyrie got to play with LeBron for 3 years, Kyrie was able to average 20 points consistently in the series, in the season against LeBron, period. So, shout out to Kyrie for just being the GOAT, being a god, being great, being you. Now, I want to say that, and I want to say this with all confidence, and I want to say this with no filter. Cleveland is absolutely not fucking with Golden State anymore, okay? Now, I like these moves for Cleveland as far as beating the East, because if you're telling me Toronto is basically the best team in the Eastern Conference that Cleveland had to beat, it's no problem for Cleveland. Like, they will easily sweep and or 6 game, 5 game. Well, no, not 6-0. They're gonna easily sweep or gentlemen sweep the Raptors. And for the Celtics, I give them a game or two because you got Kyrie Irving now, but Kyrie still need help. Honestly, Kyrie really need an Anthony Davis or DeMarcus Cousins. Honestly, looking at their game last night, if I'm Boston, I would have made a move. Because at the end of the day, like, I would have traded Tatum I probably not Tatum. I probably would have traded Jaylen Brown head up right now for DeMarcus Cousins and probably threw in some more a Smart, a Rozier, whichever piece you want, whatever compilation you want. I would probably trade you them guys because I honestly feel like until Kyrie gets his number 2 guy, Boston, even with Gordon Hayward, until he get that number 2 guy, they not beating Boston. They not beating Cleveland, I mean. And as far as Cleveland go, with Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, Hood, Hill, y'all not beating Golden State. What you're looking at is Steph Curry, best shooter of all time, greatest shooter of all time before this season. He was the greatest shooter we ever seen before this season. He's having his greatest season as far as feeling good, playing great. Steph Curry, in my opinion, I've been said this, and I'm going to continue to say this, and I'm not going to change my opinion, but Steph Curry is the second greatest point guard of all time, behind Magic Johnson. If Steph Curry somehow wins any MVPs and championships after this Golden State era with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson and Draymond, I'm going to have to put him number 1 all the time. But beside that point, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson having his greatest shooting season all time, Kevin Durant playing the best defense he ever played all time. When it gets to the playoffs, I want everybody to understand this. Let's not overreact to any games that we're losing against OKC, Houston, none of those guys, because the only team that can really beat us that I believe in a 7-game series probably is OKC in the Western Conference this year. But I feel like OKC is going to have to beat Minnesota, San Antonio. And they're going to have to beat not only Minnesota, San Antonio, but they're going to have to beat Houston. And honestly, I honestly just don't see that happening. I think before OKC can even think about playing us, they're going to lose to the Rockets. And the Rockets is just going to fizzle out after that series because it's going to be a hard-fought series. But pretty much it's going to come down to us playing either Houston again or San Antonio. And OKC is not really a threat this year because Paul George really don't want to be there. Paul George don't mind the guys. I don't think none of the players in the NBA don't mind playing with each other. I think it's the system, the organization, the coach. Everything that they can't control is what makes them want to leave. So, with that being said, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to say go to State. Dan Gilbert forcing LeBron out of there by trading his best friend Dwayne Wade back to the Heat. It's all telling me one thing, that LeBron James is out of there. And if LeBron James isn't out of there, everybody's taking this approach that they feel like the moves has invigorated LeBron and made LeBron want to be here longer. But in my opinion, trading Wade, trading all those big names for those little young guys, it's cool. It looks good on paper. But against those Warriors, against Houston, against OKC, LeBron is going to have his hands full against a team. And we seen LeBron James lose mightily with a player like Kyrie Irving. So you telling me Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood? Like, let's be real. If the sum of the parts LeBron has aren't better than Kyrie Irving, they're not winning the championship. It took Kyrie Irving to average 27 points and score 40 points in 3 of the last 7 games that they played in 2016, alongside LeBron James also putting up 40 for them to win the championship. So let's be real. None of them niggas is doing that shit. And Golden State, we going back to back, baby. Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. The trade deadline was kind of boring. I think the buyout season might be a little bit more interesting because you got potentially Derrick Rose going to the Timberwolves. So it makes Timberwolves even more of a formidable opponent, especially if they play OKC in the first round. And Joe Johnson signing with Houston, that's a big pickup for them. But like I said, Houston's dynamic is Steph Curry owns Chris Paul and James Harden. Although James Harden is the unguardable effect, you asking that team to go through multiple slowdown series and still scoring at the pace that they want to score at. Now, I'm not doubting the Rockets, but the difference between the Rockets, our sons, is they want to be like us. They didn't originate, they imitate. Meaning they're not as efficient as Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. No 3 players on the Rockets are as efficient as those 3 perimeter players. And I like Harden, I like Chris, I like Eric. I like them guys. I like PG, I like Melo. I like all them guys. And honestly, I like IT being over there with Lonzo. Just because it helped them win some more games. But we all just got to face the reality. You know what I'm saying? It's Golden State versus everybody. We cool with that. I'm cool with that. And y'all need to like, comment, subscribe. Because I'm speaking facts.